All right, practice test number 3. Here we go. Find the exact value of cosine inverse of -1/2. Okay, what does this mean? All right, well, this means that we want to figure out some number, we'll say x. And what the inverse means is that we want to know the x such that when I take the cosine of x, I get a -1/2 out. Okay, so in other words, what is x? X is the angle that I plug into the cosine function that would give me a value of -1/2. Okay, so our inverse functions give us angles out. All right, so we need to figure out what angle makes cosine -1/2. So we'll go to our angles in standard position. And there's going to be multiple angles that make cosine equal to -1/2. There's actually an infinite number of ones. Okay, but we want our cosine to be a function, which is why we said we're only going to give answers between 0 and pi. Okay, so where's cosine going to be negative? Well, everything's positive in the first quadrant. That's why we are in the second quadrant here. Or with our reference triangle, we'll have the negative adjacent side. They'll make cosine negative. Okay, we are talking adjacent over hypotenuse when we're talking cosine. So the adjacent side is a -1. Hypotenuse is a 2. Okay, other side's got to be a √3 because we're talking 60, 30, 90 right triangle. Okay, so we've got a reference triangle all set up. Now the angle we're looking for isn't 60. The angle is this angle here in standard position. We could say x is equal to 180 minus 60. In other words, 120 degrees. And then if I multiply that by pi over 180 to convert that, I end up with a 2 pi over 3. Okay, we'll say give answers for this one in terms of radians. All right, big thing when you're solving for an inverse, you're really solving a simple trig equation with some specific restrictions on it based on that inverse, based on which inverse you're using.